Greetings. We're at the home of 831 Hazel Street in Louisville, Kentucky, 40211. Here's the house number here on the door frame. And in this video, we're going to take a look, some overviews and some close-ups of the damage on the slopes. We're also going to simulate a shingle replacement to find out if the shingles are repairable or if we're going to need a full roof restoration. A little bit of wind damage right here at the edge. See that crease line. So general overviews of the roof are here. 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 And then overviews of the back roof. Starting with the front roof, on the dormer, we have evidence of wind damage here. Also here at the corner of the roof, there's a crease line here and here. On the other side of the dormer, we have some wind damage, and that shingle right there. On the front slope, there's a combination of things going on. This looks like wind damage to me, but there's also some buckling in the decking material below. But that line there is from wind, that crease line. There's been repair attempts on this roof in the past. Here's an example of where a shingle became damaged for one reason or another, and someone came in and added adhesive. Here you can see a blob of that hanging out there. But either way, any manipulation of the shingles resulted in crease lines and damage to the shingles. There's another shingle on the front, and another one here. Some creasing going on there. There's been some impact on the roof. Could be from flying debris or tree branches. Here's some examples of that. One thing I want to point out is we didn't really see any evidence of hail on this roof, but the neighbor's roof has a lot of spatter. That suggests recent hail here in the area. Probably small stuff. Anyways, back onto the back slope. There's some damage here as well, and some previous repair attempts. Along the edge, there's a missing shingle tab. And you can see more adhesive or roofer's glue going on there for an attempted repair. Here's another attempted repair. Looks like this shingle got wind damage some time ago. They added some adhesive here. It's gray now, so it's been on there for a while. But they put some adhesive there and probably put some here as well. But you can see here there's a crease line in here where they try to manipulate the shingle. So looks like the shingles are probably getting past the point of repair without doing any kind of new damage. Here's another example of wind damage right here. And here's again another previous repair. You can see the coloration difference here between these two shingles and then the rest of the roof. It looks like that these were replaced some time ago. And you can see here that the roofer that did the work, I don't know if they were trying to be careful or not, but there's crease lines and tears in the shingles. And I suspect that it's because the adhesive strips on the bottoms of these shingles is pretty aggressive. Okay, in this area here, we're going to simulate a shingle repair. I'm going to remove the old shingle, the damaged one, and reinstall it the same way we would if we were putting in a new shingle there. The damaged tab is right here, and we're calling this row 0. This is these three tabs here make up the one shingle that has the damage over here at this end. On rows 1 and 2, these are the corresponding rows that there's fasteners in these shingles that hold everything together. So in order to work on this one shingle, there's a potential effect on rows 1 and 2. So we're going to get started with the work. The tools we're using are a flat bar. It's common in the industry. We're using a roofer's hatchet. It has a magnetic nail holder, and then we'll be refastening the nails with 1 1/4 inch roofing nails. Once I get the old shingle loosened up and ready for removal, we'll take the camera and we'll look at things part way through the progress. But in the meanwhile, I'm going to sit the camera here so that, okay, looks like the camera's still rolling, so that we can document the repair attempt. Okay, so for the sake of bearing, this is row 0, row 1, and then row 2 right here. So let's try to get this glue undone here. Okay, all right, right off the bat, I'm gonna bring the camera over. I'm gonna show something that's going on right here. Put my tools over here. So in the damaged shingle, the original one, you can see here where the glue strip, everything is pretty intact here. This one blew loose, or it came loose, and then we got the wind damage. But in the other two tabs, when I used a flat bar to ease up the adhesive strip, what ended up happening is it lifts up all of the shingle material from below and creates a deep valley or a deep gouge in the shingle here. This sometimes happens when the glue is really strong. It bonds, and in order to work on this shingle, actually what's going on is I'm doing some damage to the shingle below. So this shingle now, it's going to need a lot of adhesive, and hopefully it'll stick. Same thing over here. You can see the back of the shingle here, it's all coated up really thick, and then there's a valley, or like a gouge going on here. Back to the original damaged shingle, that's not the case. it's like a smooth finish in here. So something here, this glue didn't adhere as well. All right, let me get moving on with the experiment, or with the simulation. We'll probably have the similar problem here with the rows 1 and 2. Yeah, same thing. Okay. Same thing. Oh yeah, definitely. Same problem here. Okay. All right, now we'll start taking out the fasteners. That fastener is stuck. So we've got the 1 row of fastener. Well, no, we've got 1 missing here. Hang on. Okay, here we go. There's 1 more still in there. Here it is. Okay, so we're going to bring the camera back over and take a look at how things are looking here. So we've got, this is the damaged shingle. We've got it pulled out of place. You can see here that the nails are in generally the right place in all these shingles here, and that in row 1 and 2 at this time we don't see any crease lines going on. Now we haven't put any manipulation on these shingles yet, but in order to get everything put back in place, there will be some, we'll have to lift on the shingles a little bit in order to drive the nails. So here's an example. This is row 1. You can see how caked up that bottom thing is. So it actually lifted up material from the shingle below. Same thing here. And here as well. Row 2, similar situation. You can see how empty that area is now, where it pulled up material from the shingle below. Okay, same thing here. All right, so I'm gonna put the camera back in place. Okay, so it's my understanding that Allstate does not recognize the validity of a brittle test. Back when I was doing a lot of inspection work, we all had to get Hague certified, and so in order to do a Hague style brittle test, what ends up happening is you get the shingle broken loose from below, you remove the glue strip, and then you lift the shingle about 45 degrees, okay, and then come back through and wipe off the granules and see did a crease line start to emerge. Sometimes during a shingle brittle test, the shingle would actually break off, just because they were extremely brittle shingles. But the problem with that test is you're only allowed to lift the tab 45 degrees. But a roofer is actually going to be installing nails further up in here, and so they have to lift the shingle higher than 45 degrees. It doesn't have to be a full 90 degrees, but they've got to get the shingle up high enough that they can drive the new fastener in place without striking the edge of the fastener. So we're going to put the old shingle back in place, and we'll start adding fasteners, and then we'll see the final result. All right, let's get this in here. It's exactly where it had been. Let me get my nails. Okay. All right, let's get the camera. Oh crap, this camera fell. I'm sorry about that. Okay, so here we are, row 0, 1, and 2. Here's the original damaged shingle, and you can see here we've got new fasteners nailed in place here in the correct positions. But I want to bring attention here to row number 2. So here's 0, 1, and 2. Before the repair, there was no crease line here. Over here we can start to see the emergence of a crease line here on this shingle. So it didn't happen to all of the shingles, but it happened to, well, let's see, we got the original damaged shingle. The second row seems to have survived. The third row did not. So it's probable that for every one shingle that gets replaced on this roof, that at least another shingle would get damaged in the process. this information has been good enough for the adjuster there at Allstate. If we can be of service to you, let us know. And with that, we're gonna sign out here. Thank you. Bye-bye.